Hello, Internet, so nice to see you. Everybody, or nearly everybody, when they learn to play guitar, learn the basic box pattern. But how do you break out of this pattern? Here's the curious thing about guitar players. The moment they ask you, hey, how do I break out of this pattern? Other guitar teachers teach them other patterns. And then it's patterns over patterns over patterns, and everything is a pattern, and it becomes confusing. It looks like that scene in A Beautiful Mind where he has all those things plastered on the wall, all those diagrams here and there. It becomes complex. So the question is, how do you break out of all diagrams? How do you break out of all patterns? Do you make it so that you can understand the pattern, you can use the pattern, but you are not tied to these patterns forever? Well, a student of mine asked me how to visualize the fretboard and break out of patterns, and here's my answer to him. But before that, you can have much more about all these on breaking out of the patterns if you get my free ebook, 18 Tips on Making Your Pentatonic Solo Sound Great. In this ebook, I'm going to show you also some other tricks to break out of pattern and to make everything sound great. So get it, and then here's the answer I gave to my student.
So my question is related to improvising, and I'd like a recommendation for a method to visualize what patterns are available and what notes I should be targeting.
Okay. Are you searching for a method that tells you, for instance, starting from a chord progression, what are the name of the notes you have to target? Or you're searching for a method in which you know what notes you have to target already, but you need to find them on the fretboard?
Yes, the patterns on the fretboard. How to visualize the patterns on the fretboard and the target notes on the fretboard.
Okay. Well, the first step would be to know where your notes are. So my next question is, if I'm asking you to find an A note on the second string, do you know how to find it?
Yes.
Can you play it?
Yep.
Okay. What was your thought process?
Second string, where's the A note?
Okay. And you know your notes all around the fretboard?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. So the problem is not knowing where the names are around. Fantastic. Okay. So wherever you put your hand on a span of 3 strings, any 3 strings, and 5 frets, so at most extending the index finger, you have all the notes under your hands. Okay, that's the first thing to know. Wherever you are on a span of 3 strings and 5 frets, you have literally all the notes. Okay? I could prove it to you. Okay. We could stay here and try for the rest of our time, but I'm not going to do that. You trust me on this?
I'll do that at home.
Okay, yes. There's a mathematical proof if you want, okay? We can literally go down there, okay? And the thing is, you don't need to move, okay? It becomes important to know the areas of your fretboard, essentially. So I wouldn't think too much in terms of patterns at the beginning. I would start thinking in terms of single notes, okay? When you think in terms of pattern, for the future, I would think in terms of arpeggios, not on scales. Okay. There's nothing wrong about scales. I love scales, but if you're trying to improvise over a chord progression, you want to know where the chord notes are. Okay? Makes sense?
Yes.
Good. When you improvise over a chord progression, you will have to do a number of different things. You'll have to know what is the chord progression, and you do it once and you write it down, you're fine. Then you need to know what chord is playing right now, which require part of your attention. You need to know what notes are in those chords. Then you need to find those notes on your fretboard, which are wherever your hand is, those notes are there. And then you have to play it. Any one of those phases could be the bottleneck, the thing slowing you down. Okay?
Right.
So the only way to know which one it is a lot of introspection. Okay? And see where you get stuck.
Okay.
And then you have to optimize that passage in isolation. Okay? So if the problem is knowing what notes are in the chord, you need to memorize all the chords.
Right.
The way to do this, it's simple, but it's not easy. Okay? It's simple in the sense that I can explain it in 1 minute. You simply ask yourself a question like, what are the notes in G sharp minor? And then you answer yourself, is it G sharp minor, B, D sharp? And you keep doing this until you feel the answer coming back immediately.
Okay.
And whenever you don't know, you calculate it and you keep doing this. And it's done completely in your mind, so you can do it anywhere as long as you're not driving heavy machinery. I disclaim any responsibility for vehicle motor accident, okay? But I mean, you're waiting for the bus, you are at a boring meeting at work, okay? And your boss is talking to you and what are notes in G sharp minor? Okay, makes sense, it helps.
Yeah.
You just do this whenever it makes sense, okay? But you don't need a guitar to do this. That's a completely mental skill, okay? Finding the note, it's easier to find a note on the guitar if you have a guitar, okay? The exercise becomes straightforward, and we're gonna do this right now. But you can potentially do this without a guitar and completely in your mind. It requires a lot more imagination, a lot more concentration. But close your eyes a moment. Put your hand somewhere on the guitar. Just go up or down or whatever. Good. Now you are on fret 6, 7, 8, and 9. And we're going to use the first 3 strings.
Okay.
So you can be there. You can shift at most 1 fret, up or down, whatever you want. Now play me a C note. Is there another one close by? Always on those 3 strings?
No.
Yes. Okay. Play me an E. There is another one possible, yes, which is the same on a different string. Okay, and you do this. And you do this, and you time yourself on a metronome, for instance, or something else. Or you work with a friend.
Yeah.
So he says one note, you play it, you say one note, he plays, and so on and so forth, and try to see who's faster, okay? Or, I don't know, find a source of random letters from A to G, essentially, and just do this. Even if you do it only for the natural notes, so A, B, C, D, F, G, no sharps, no flats, you still learn a lot, because sharp or flat is just moving up or down a fret. Then you change area of the fretboard. Let's say now move around fret 12, but go on string 3, 4, and 5.
Okay.
Yep. Play me a G there.
Oh.
Yes. Play me a C. Okay, play me an E.
Oh.
Yeah, you cannot. Yeah, see, the whole point is constraining yourself, because otherwise you will go
Have
on the easy
choices,
one.
yeah.
No, you go like easy one. That's an E. No, you want to constrain yourself. And again, they are always under your fingers. You do this until you feel comfortable.
Okay.
And this reduces the time used for this specific step a lot.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Great. Yes.
Okay. So that would be the exercise I suggested. There's more to it. I mean, we can go on and on and on talking about fretboard and how to visualize the whole thing. But I will start from the notes, because from there, you can build everything. To build arpeggios, you just put together the 3 notes of the chord.
Right.
Okay, now, there's more than one fingering. Some are more convenient than others. Yes. I will not start imposing a top-down system immediately. Okay, I would rather grow up this system from the bottom, because different people understand things in a slightly different way. So maybe the system from the top to bottom is exactly what you want, but it may happen on another top to bottom system that will not work for you. Okay?
Okay.
So I would start building this way.
Okay.
First the notes, then maybe start to see the arpeggios and see how those arpeggios connect with each other. Okay, but you start this way.
Great. Thank you.
Okay?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Great.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you very much.
Anytime.